Hello, my friends. Welcome in. It's the end of year 3 of our experiment. Stirling Albion won their game in hand. They are 1 point off the playoff spots in Scotland's League 2. Of course, our player left them long ago, but I'm excited. So we've got players ranging from like whatever it was, like 60k to 725k across Rangers, which was like the 60k player, to Watford and everything in between. So let's dive in and see where our players have ended up, or if they've moved at all. First up on the docket is Juan. He is still with Deportes Copapio, which I'm going to assume I'm saying correctly because none of you have left comments to be like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm thinking we've got good things going on here from an attribute standpoint. I don't remember all the specifics. His contract is up in 6 months, my friend. He is wanted. He is wanted. Watford, Atalanta, Udinese. I'm not even going to try. Spartak Moscow, Shakhtar, Ufa, Estoro Praia, lots of teams. Into contract couple. Okay, 2 into contracts. That's interesting, specifically from the Italian clubs. And then transfers from the rest with major interest from Russia and Ukraine. Shakhtar. Yes, I'm just remembering things. Let's take a look at how Juan's season went. And now I'm just curious, will his club sign him and then sell him? Will they just outright sell him as a youth prospect, or is he unwilling, because of his ambitious agent, to sign a new deal? That's kind of curious. He's 15 first touch, 14 finishing, 13 dribbling, 15 heading, 6 feet tall. I mean, looks a treat. Looks a treat, my friends. Let's take a look just at the career stats here. So, okay, we saw that he was in 2020, which was part of last season. He had 30. Well, that's interesting. Did he come back from loan? So did they loan him out in the first part of the season and then he came back? We'll look at the form and see what it says. But ended up with 30 league appearances, 12 goals, 2 assists on a 708, 4 appearances, 6 goals, 2 players of the match on an 815 of the cup competitions. And thus far this season, I feel like I'm talking a bit fast. Let's slow it down. 15 total starts, 4 goals, 1 assist on a 683. So a little bit of a drop off, right? If you look at this, that's quite the production, right? That's a goal every 2.5 games, if I'm thinking of that correctly. Here it's more like 1 every 4 or 1 every 3.75 if you would like to get specific about it. Has he had any injuries? Bruised knees? Nope. I mean, okay, that was January. We've already seen that. Look at the milestones. Okay, okay. It says he was with Universidad de Chile, and they won the Campeonato Nacional Scotiabank, so they won the league, and he was in their seasonal best 11, and he was Chilean First Division B Young Player of the Year, and then Player of the Year ANFP. I'm sure some of you in the comments know what that means. I, on the other hand, do not. So did he stay the whole time and win the league? I'm curious as to how he got that many games. That's 42 games over 2 different situations in the same year. I guess it could work, but how did the loan anyway? And then 15 thus far in the Primera Division B. Look at the form. Let's see. Maybe that'll tell us a better story here. Look at all teams. Okay, it's not going to tell us who he was playing for, so that doesn't really help us now, does it? Right, so he's playing an attacking midfield role. That's a bit curious for me. Did get 1 appearance just a month ago in the under-23s. So that's, getting some sort of love there. That's the first love he's gotten at the international level since November 2019. So he's had a bit of a gap, but he got back in and he went a full 90 and he got an assist on a 7.7. So will Juan make a move and then start appearing more? Is he going to get a chance in the senior team? Is he going to get a call up? He's still young, 19. But that's what's going on with Juan. I'm sure there's things that I've missed that you would like to see. I'm trying to think if they're... Anyway, I think that's good enough. Let's just take a look here one last time. Interesting. Who will he move to? We will have to find out if that, gives him a chance at the international level. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any international appearances yet. Right. All right, let's go see our next player. My friends, it's Grant Corrigan, formerly of Sterling Albion, up the Beanos. Here we go. I wish I had an image of all of their attributes, or like it'd be really nice if there was a feature in sports or in Football Manager by Sports Interactive where it would say, like, I could say, like, show me the attributes like in numerical form like this from a year ago to today. That would be really handy. I know I can go here. No, I can't go here. I can't look at the attributes because I'm not. Yeah, that doesn't really help me. So just be able to see like a +1 or +2, or, you know, that makes seeing the development a little bit easier. Physically looks quite nice. Is he more of a DM or a midfield? I think that when we looked at him, he's playing more midfield, but he's got 14 tackling, 12 long shots. Not bad if like you're a straight DM or a ball-winning midfielder or something like that. He's not aggressive enough probably for a ball-winning midfielder. Good first touch, really good physicals, determined decisions, lovely stuff. 5'11", 165 pounds. I thought I had already changed this. We'll take it back. So quite pacey. That's interesting from a midfielder / defensive midfielder. And he's not as defensive. Like, so maybe they're playing him more in the midfield. Let's find out. Okay, got in. Oh no. That's not good, my friends. We are looking at, it's just recent games. It's not the full season, obviously, but long period of injury, coming back. He's in light training, not selected, and then on the sub. So he works his way back onto the substitute bench, and then goes 60 minutes, 44 minutes, not selected, 66, and then the full 90. So he's kind of had to work his way back in. That's a bit interesting, but they're playing him in the midfield. So maybe he's playing, you know, I don't know. What do you think he's playing? Is it like an advanced playmaker, or a box-to-box midfielder might be good? Can't really dribble, but, you know, he's up to 145 grand in value. He only had 4 appearances, 3 starts, and a sub. That is, again, we'll take a look at the injury. And 1 cup start. Not the best season, to be completely honest with you. The injury must have been bad. Oh, a broken wrist. 7 weeks. Okay, so that's not really as bad, right? I mean, I'm not saying it, but it happened in January. So then you say, well, what happened the rest of the season, right? Like, he didn't really break in. So they've had him. I mean, he is a youngster, right? Again, I'm not trying to put too much pressure on you, Grant, but 19 and just trying to work his way in. And it's amazing. You would think, right, with these attributes, well, maybe you wouldn't. At Rangers, he's not even able to like get in as an 85th minute sub to kind of like work his way into the first team. And they're paying him 4.8 grand. He's worth 145 grand. That's quite impressive. You can see the reserves, right? So, okay, in the reserves, he's playing a DM. So that's interesting. That in the senior team, they played him in a midfield role, but on the reserves, they're playing him in a DM. Well, which one do you want him to do? You know, no wonder he's confused. Maybe not performing as well as you'd like, right? And then, okay, he's had lots of interesting things going on here. Okay, Scotland's under 21s, lots of appearances going back to 20. Okay, I mean, you're coming 7 through 16. Was that 9 appearances? So he is curious. Okay, on at 36. That's interesting. But he's making starts. He is starting for the Scottish under 21 team. Not really going the full 90. 81 and then a 90 here, and the rest are all 60 and 49 and less. But he's making starts, so that's got to be something, right? Like, it's not that he's just, even though he's 6.5, he's been okay, I guess is what you'd say. He said essentially in the last season, he said 1 assist and that's it. But, you know, to get that many starts is, I think, quite good. And then obviously, okay, so he's graduated essentially. So that's what's going on with Mr. Grant. His contract is good through the 3 more seasons. So he signed a new one in February. So he breaks his wrist in January, and they give him a new contract, and it's got a 22 million euro release clause, and it expires. I've not seen that in a good bit. It expires in 2022. Huh. So that's obviously he's 145K. I don't know if anybody's going to come in at 22 million, but that's what's going on with Grant. Let's go look at our next player. Jordan Bradford is still with Persarang, which again, you've not told me in the comments that's saying it incorrectly. He's up to 28 caps for the Indonesian senior team as a 19-year-old, but he's still on a youth contract And I'm a bit concerned because he's worth 56 grand. His contract's up. Nobody is interested in him. Is he just going to sign another deal? Are they interested in signing a deal with him? That's not what I wanted. I want to form. So he's starting. Okay. Traveling international duty and then coming back from international duty, probably, the 17th, he's probably tired, so an unused substitute, then goes right back out for international duty. And then he's doing okay. He's had some up and down performances, you could say, for sure. Let's look at the international. Oh, he's crushing it. Oh, as of December, he's 7.1, 6.9. Let's not talk about Uzbekistan and the 6.0. 6.7, 6.4, 7.0. Okay. But, I mean, he looks to be the starting... He's going the full 90. He's the starting goalkeeper for the Indonesian national team. Okay, this is like... If we look at the back half of last season, I can't remember what the split was, but 31 total appearances, 37 conceded, 5 clean sheets. It's the defense's fault, is what we're going to say. Versus 9 cup starts with 7 conceded. Much better with 4 clean sheets on a 6.92. And then internationally, again, this is total of last season, and then obviously we can look at the first half of this season. 15 and 17, conceded 5 clean sheets on a 6.6, versus this season, I thought it was going to be better. 4 appearances, 5 conceded, 1 clean sheet on a 6.53. That is really rough. A 6.53 for an international goalkeeper rating. Goodness. But in league, doing better, conceding less than a goal a game with 3 clean sheets on a 6.75. So things are on the up. I mean, they got promoted with him, and he's just kind of been bang average from a rating standpoint. Has he had any injuries? Oh, broken hand. Oh, he's got a broken hand right now. Oh, no, I missed that. It's sitting right here. Okay, 7 weeks. So that is going to impact potentially people being interested in him. Like, nobody's going to come in for an injured goalkeeper. They want to see him come back, maybe? Oh, that's not as good. So, but this is a big question mark. We'll have to see next episode. Will Jordan still be in Indonesia? Will he still be with Persarang, or will he moved on to somewhere else, like Australia's close, or China, or India, South Korea, something like that? Will he have moved clubs to like continue to develop? I mean, he is 19. He's got good physicals. The stamina and strength is a bit of a concern. Everything else looks all right. You can see here. Sorry about that. That's my daughter screaming in the background. But overall, at 30 a week, will he still be in the game? Will he retire? Surely not. He's getting international appearances. Somebody's going to pick this guy up, right? Next player. Cimarrones has cashed in on Jonathan Needham and sold him to Monarcas Morelia, which is the top. Okay, so he's gone up to the top division in Mexico. Okay, I'm just trying to keep track of everything. With all the league names all over the world, it's kind of hard to keep track. But 250 grand? Not bad, my friend. So they must have sold him right after the episode. Let's take a look at the contract. July 5th, 2020. So we recorded the last episode, and then they sold him. The 2.4 million relegation release clause. If he reaches 25 games, he goes up to 6,250. He's currently on 5,500. Pretty good. 110 grand loyalty bonus. Getting that agent paid, surely, right? I wish we could see that. If we can, if you know how to see that, let me know. Contract good until 2025. It's a 5-year deal. Yes, 5-year deal. What? Okay. And so they sign him for 250 grand. He goes up a division, and he makes 19 starts, 5 subs with a goal, an assist, 1 player of the match on a 6.72, 4 continental competition starts with a goal and a 6.8. And then the cup, you can see there with a 6.53, not as good. Obviously, we won't be able to see this season because that hasn't happened yet. He had a virus and a bruised head and a tight hamstring and a gashed upper leg. Okay, nothing too crazy there. Let's look at the overall picture first. What role do you think Jonathan Needham is playing? Could be advanced playmaker, could be like deep line playmaker, could be box to box. Again, just don't dribble as much. He's got the acceleration and pace. You'd want to take advantage of the acceleration and pace, to be honest with you. Good decision making and composure. Looks pretty, I mean, look at so much speed on our players. This is amazing. 19 years old. Nice. Let's take a, he's up to 27 under 20 caps with 6 goals. Okay, for the club, you can take a look at that. all in midfield, so that's where they're playing him. It just obviously doesn't tell us what role. Ooh, bit of a bad 5.8 on a 40 minutes, 35-minute substitution appearance at the end of the season. Yikes. So this is interesting, right? So did he have something like that cold or something that knocked him out? Because it says not selected. It doesn't say injured. So he's playing full 90, goes out, plays full 90, goes out, and then did they have to like work him back into the squad? Like, we'll bring him on as a sub because he didn't perform well here. But before that, he was on a pretty good run, minus that one game there, and a 7.6. That's a pretty delicious looking game. Now let's take a look at the internationals. The under 23s. Let's go back to here. So he's only made 3 appearances. So I'm not sure if that's good because I'm guessing they've had more than just the 3 games. But that looks like in the September games he got 1 and then 2 here. I'll go back and look at Indonesia for Jonathan Needham. We do need to take a look at the actual national team. But playing okay, like starting but then getting rotated off 60-45 minutes, something like that, but not horrific. What is that, 6.75 type average rating, something like that? I mean, for these 3 games, I see the average rating here. Don't leave a comment about that. I saw that. I saw it. But my goodness, the contract is quite lengthy. Up to 375 grand, 5.5K a week. All right, let's go back and look at the Indonesian team. All right, here's Indonesia. I think this is interesting. Starting off at 164th, they have risen quite steadily to 135th. Yeah, it's all the goalkeeping. Of course, it's the goalkeeping. Key player, bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Let's take a look at the schedule here. I said I'd like to look at the schedule here. So I'm just looking for interesting things that they've done since we last saw them. Looking in the wrong order here. Okay, so friendlies. Bradford played all those. Okay. And then the championship group A. I mean, they did quite well. They made it all the way to the final. Oh, and they lost on, what is that? Away goals rule to Thailand. Brutal. Giving up 3 goals at home. And he's on a 6.9. So what does that tell you? Not Jonathan Bradford's fault. Exactly. I mean, goodness. 6-0 aggregate scoreline here. They did quite well. They made quite the run. That's probably helped them elevate their status a little bit. And then the Asian Cup qualification. Wait, was it? Okay, Group C. Okay, there they are. So they qualify, or they're in the middle of qualifying? Middle, yes. Yeah, I saw it. Middle of qualifying in front of 85,000 home fans. Wowzers. With a 3-0, and he did a 6.7 against India, so partially was to blame, but it looks like some of the ratings on his defenders were not very good, my friends. But right now, they are currently, based off of, I guess, some results against each other, they're tied on points with Jordan. So can they get through to that next round in that second place position? We will have to find out. Next up, playing for Watford still, it's Mike Vitek. 17 first touch. I think that's an improvement. 17 agility and pace. Oh, he's enjoying the training facilities, I think is what you could say there. By far. Up to 11 caps and a goal for the national team. Let's go take a look at the... Come on, computer. Okay, interesting. So they buy him for 24 grand from good old Banbridge Town. Last season, he ends up with 2 starts. Probably because someone was injured. Coming into the season, not a single league start. Not a single one. Gets 2 cup starts on a 7.65, which is quite good. And then obviously you can see 7 international appearances with a goal and an assist on a 6.86. Not bad. But then they obviously the reason he didn't get any league starts is they loaned him to Swansea, who are in the championship, a league below. They gave him 13 league starts with 4 assists on a 6.82, 3 cup starts with a goal on a 6.97. And then he had... Well, now I'm just confused. Now it says 11. Did he get all of his international appearances in the last season? Or is it combining? He got 4 more. Surely it's that he got 4 more. Right. All right, we'll take a look at this. Injuries. Knock on wood, has remained relatively injury-free, my friends. Let's look at the form. Okay. Okay, this is Watford. Okay, so he was in the squad for a good bit until I must be the January transfer window. Okay, so he's in the squad and he's not able to break in. He was an unused substitute trying to get in, and then probably his amazing agent Greg Baxter said, "Man, we got to get you playing time." And they were like, we'll loan you. We'll loan you. So he goes to Swansea. Oh, a couple reds and a yellow. Interesting. But they throw him right in, right? So January transfer window, boop, welcome in, full 90. I mean, he comes right in, and then off at 70, and then sent off at 83, suspended for the next game, off at 37. Ooh, that's probably not good. But full 90. So he was a meaningful contributor. This must have been a really bad red card because he got suspended for the next 2 games. But the 90, I mean, it was one of those, like, in the press conference that says, like, oh, him getting sent off really put your team in a lurch in the 68th minute. Is he going to get back into the squad? And it's like, he's an important player for us. Comes right back, right? Essentially goes almost the full 90 of the next 3 games to wrap up the season. So doing just fine there. Average rating of 6.85 with Swansea with a goal and 4 assists, as you can see, with the highest rating at 8.1. And then, okay, so yeah, I don't know what happened there. What it was talking about with international appearances, that's a bit strange. So going back to last year, I mean, he did have 9 appearances added to his portfolio of work, and they were, I mean, okay, Belgium and Portugal, you get a 6.2, completely acceptable. France, you get a 6.5. I think that's a pretty good result, to be honest with you. And they're playing him on the left or the right or the left or the right. So that's interesting. It's versatile. Isn't used against Belgium. Probably good for the rating, for being honest. And then Liechtenstein gets a 7.9 with a goal. Take advantage when you can, mate. France, a 6.2. Don't talk about it. Germany, 7.5. Germany, a 7.5 with an assist is a good result. And then Mali and Czech Republic, 6.6, 6.5, 6.9. So, I mean, he's in the mix. That just happened. So he is one of the, you would think, starters. Let's look at Northern Ireland. It's because he's just now breaking in. I mean, they've gone from 22nd in the world to 65th. He's their key player. I mean, it's World Cup qualification. So they're dead last with no points and a -9. They're even with Latvia, except they've got a game in hand against Latvia. Can you pick up a result against Latvia? They've not played each other. You'd think they would have played each other by now, but it doesn't look like it. And that's probably because both games are right here. So maybe you could pick up some points there, but you're not going to qualify because you're in a group with the Czech Republic, who are currently leading. That's incredible. Switzerland, quite good, as we all know, and Germany. So, yeah, I don't think you're really expected to get out of that group. And that's what's going on there. And they got relegated. I mean, props to them. They were in the Nations League A. So they did quite the job to get there. And for the previous season, they weren't in A. They would have been, it's not even going to show us, is it? They probably were in B and got promoted, would be my guess. I can't remember. But, I mean, when you're in the Nations League group with Belgium, Portugal, and France, yeah, you're probably, Belgium and France is what I'm going to say. Portugal's the friendly. Then, yeah, you're probably going down. So that's really unfair from a rating standpoint, or ranking standpoint, I should say. But overall, Mike Vitek looks a treat. I've said that like 4 times now, I feel. But he does, doesn't he? He can play either side. He's left-footed, so when they played him up here, he must be playing like the inside forward role. I just noticed it says Wonderkid. Oh! Curls ball, plays 1-2, runs with ball often. Oh! The other ones haven't said Wonderkid, have they? Oh, I gotta go check. Okay. Let me know what you think is going to happen with Mike. Is he going to actually get games in the Premier League this season? Or will something else happen? I do want to check to see. Okay, they stayed up. Congratulations. And Swansea did not go up. So let's take a look. I mean, he came in the January transfer window, so it's a rescue job, right? It's a rescue job. They finished 6th, 70 points. So do we really care what they're? I guess we can't see what where they were in the actual league as it went by because we've already gone to the next season. But will he break into the match day or the first the senior team starting 11, or will he be a rotation option off the bench, or will they loan him back out? Let me know what you think about Mike. I can't believe it says Wonderkid. Let's go look at the next player. Okay, I checked. None of the other players thus far have said Wonderkid, so I've not missed that. Good on me. Paul Colombani has a bid in. Oh, cheeky PSG with the inexpensive 1.9, and the Liverpool throwing down the big bucks with the 2.1 million. They just came in at the last minute while they were considering the PSG offer. Usually you have 7 days to make a decision there. So maybe they delayed and they were like, let's consider this better offer. Juve is interested. I mean, okay. Midfielder description, balance, really good physicals, determined, tries killer balls often, quite physical, speedy vision, little technical, not really good mental defending. So probably, that's interesting. Not really as good defending, but we have this green dot here. He's got sprained knee ligaments, not ideal, but first touch, again, I'm thinking advanced playmaker. That's got to be what he is, right? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've already left some comments, you can edit it. You don't have to leave like 17 comments unless you want to. Look at the career stats. So last season, 2 starts in the reserve team, ends up with a complete year of 25 league starts with a goal and 5 assists on a 6.63. And apparently that was enough to get the attention of PSG, Liverpool, and Juve. Curious? Thus far this season, 8 appearances, 2 goals, 7 assists, so maybe that's what's kind of piqued everybody's interest on a 7.06. And I'm guessing the reason he doesn't have as many games is he's had an injury. Yes, sprained wrist and then knee. So he's out for 9 days and then back for, or back out again for 3 weeks with another 3 weeks on top of it. So that's why he doesn't have as many games right now. That makes sense. And he's getting cup starts. Not doing too well with those, mate. Not doing too well. 15 under 21 caps, no goals. No international starts for the senior team. 2.2K, worth 550 grand. So they're going to get a nice, tasty little return on their investment, should they choose to do so. He signed a new contract in December, so that was good business by Rosenborg. His contract's coming up. Let's sign him to a new one, and then we could sell him. So maybe that's what they'll do. Surely that's what they'll do, right? You got a kid you're paying 2.2K a week. Somebody comes in with 2 million euros. You say, thank you very much. Have a good day, Paul. Form. Injured. Okay, so you can kind of, obviously, yep, light training. That this explains, at least since March, why he, okay, wait a minute, why he hasn't has many games. He's 8, but I guess some of these are cup games altogether, potentially. So going full 90, off a little bit, full 90, injured in the 15th minute, out, then comes right back, off in 37th. That's aggressive. You must have done something really wrong to have a 6.7. Maybe somebody else got sent off and they were down a man. I'm not going to do that research. We're not going to go look at that game. But looks to play a pretty clean midfield role. Only 1 yellow in all of those, so not bad. And then for the under 21s, okay, let's go back. So essentially since here he's had 7 total appearances. So, and all of those are starts with 4 of those being going full 90. And he's doing all right. You could say. Wales, Scotland, okay. Armenia, okay. You'd like to take probably more advantage of that. Malta gets a 7.4. I think that's kind of expected. Germany, okay. Twice. Lovely time there. Czech Republic, obviously, is doing quite well in World Cup qualification. And then Moldova. So he's doing okay from that standpoint. But now, where does he end up? Is it PSG? Is it Liverpool? Is it Juve? Or something completely different that we don't even see right now? Let me know in the comments. Next player, please. We have a player who's moved to Liverpool. Liverpool FC, not the one that's in Uruguay. I mean, it sounded exciting there for a minute. He's up to 240 a week and 29.5K on a long-term contract. Oh, had it not gone through, or did we not see? I can't remember. It doesn't ring a bell. Maybe I've already made that joke and you're like, ooh, you're putting the eye roll emoji right now in your comment. 3-year deal. So, oh no, it just happened. Math. Right. Anyway, I think in comparison, you could tell not going as well for Mr. Headland. Really good physicals. Just needs to get to a club that can develop him technically and mentally. Has time. He's not 25 yet. Right? Or 24 or whatever it is. He's 19. He has a chance. He moved on a free. And he just hasn't gotten any playing time, which is a bit shocking, really, to me. That doesn't make a lick of sense. Not getting a single chance. I mean, 1 start in 2021, 2 substitute appearances as a whatever that is. 16, 17-year-old, depending on when it was. And then he moves on a free. He just moved. So, I mean, that's really all there is to say, right? He's had tight groin and pulled knee ligaments. It's not like he's had some horrific injury that's kept him out for an entire season. He's on international duty, so he's still getting some looks there. And they played him as a left back for 90 minutes, and he did a 6.9. Props to you, sir. But that's kind of disappointing. You know? I mean, he's not even getting reserve team minutes. And they played him as a right back and a striker. What is... Escape Uruguay. Get out, mate. Let's look at the under 23s. Okay, that would have been... That's not this... Sure, well, that's interesting. So he got called up but not used in 3 of the games in the under 23s, but then they put him back down into the under 20s because he still qualifies, obviously. And he's getting love there, right? He's played a couple games on the right midfielder role, but the rest of the time on the left. And it looks like in each window, he's getting one of the 2 games, and he's going the full 90. So 7.6 against Peru, 7.4 against Venezuela. I mean, overall, not actually too bad here. You know, getting exposure at the international level, but not getting a single game. That is, honestly, that is a bit shocking to me. Is it because the league's not loaded? Hold on a minute. No, I have both leagues loaded. Like, you can take a look at the table. They've got all the stats. And obviously, this is the next one up. So he's moved up a division. So it's just not ideal situation, right? So it's not the database isn't loaded and it's not, simulating it. It's just he's not been used. Next player. Andrew C. is lost at sea near Malaysia. He's still there with UKM. He's doing all right. Technical is getting out of the yellow. Vision, speed, not so great on the mentals. Defending is not an option. They're definitely more probably an advanced playmaker of some variety would be my guess. Contract wraps up in 5 months. Maybe he doesn't want to sign. They got relegated. That probably explains some things. That's going to hinder your development, Andrew. 22 starts, 2 goals and assists on a 6.7 with a cup start and a goal and an assist. That's quite the cup game you had there for a 7.0. And then in league play, it says 16 starts on a 6.69, but if the league isn't loaded because of UKM getting relegated. So they went down and he went down with them. But that may actually be a good thing because his contract's going to end and then hopefully someone will pick him up, right? Let's be positive, right? Maybe. And so he was playing with, because they do the calendar year, he got 1 start at the beginning of the season. So that was in here, off in the 82nd minute. And that's it. Was that the cup start potentially? No, because the cup start, it could be because it's a 6.9. So they could still be in the cup. That could make sense. And then he's disappeared. The rest of the time he's advanced playmaker, but that's going back to last season. Okay, so let's take a look at the under 23s. Okay, he got a full 90 against Turkmenistan just last month, and then March going back to here. Okay, so he went a full year without getting a sniff, and then he's back. And I mean, he's at least starting. They're taking him off 37, 34th minute. So that's curious. And right. So it's kind of been up and down, you could say, but at least he's getting those appearances. And the recent appearances, if you come in here, 6.9, good. 6.4, not good, but has an assist. You must have done something wrong to have a 6.4 with an assist. 7.0, 6.6, 7.1, 7.0. So it's like he seems to be growing into that, and it's maybe because he has nothing else to do because he's not playing with his senior team. Where will Andrew end up? That's going to be something we will have to take a look at. Has he had any injuries? Pulled groin, sprained ankle, nothing like horrific. That's what's going on. Next player. Ooh. All right, it's John. He's here with Bournemouth. Did we know that? We did. 240 grand. They loaned him to Charlton. So he didn't get a single Premier League appearance, which you probably would expect. They bought him, loaned him back out. 2 divisions down to League One. Probably still an upgrade over Cabin 2 in the Premier League, let's be honest. 16 appearances, 2 goals and assist. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know what the equivalencies are. But 2 goals and assists on a 6.71, 3 cup starts with 2 goals on a 7.1, 4 international appearances, or starts, I should say, on a 6.72. So when I'm guessing they loaned him. Okay, he signed. Wait a minute. It must be a new contract, right? 92.50 a week. Yeah, it's got to be a new contract because it just happened, but he was already there. He gets 15 games, gets to 14 grand. That's like a 50% raise. Not bad. Okay, let's go look. Let's just look at Charlton. Yeah, my guess is they loaned him in the January transfer window, and that would explain his appearances probably. But he went right into being a starter, got injured in the second minute, out injury, coming back from injury, and then he's back into it. So an average rating is 6.79 over that standpoint. You'd like to see maybe a little bit better, but 4 goals and assists on a loan deal with 18 out of 20 total appearances. Not bad. Bournemouth. Okay. This is, what would that have been in? Friendlies? Because it's not showing up down here. Probably friendlies. But he did all right. Question mark. And then, my friends, he is broken into the international scene. Or had he already broken in? I can't remember. He had 5 caps. If that tells, yeah, these are the 5 caps. So he's broken into the international scene as an advanced playmaker or an attacking midfielder. And he's getting starts, but that's interesting. Is he off 38, 45, 68, 55 isn't exactly like giving you lots of confidence, although he did play the full 90 3 days earlier, so maybe that's why they're just kind of balancing the squad that way. Maybe. And prior to that, he was getting some under 21 appearances. Just he get called up and unused, and then he was used 90 and almost, right? What is that? 168 minutes over 2 games? No, on 78. I can read. That is a thing. But overall, I mean, look at this. He's got striker, awkward, midfielder, and then the wings. Like, he's an all-arounder. He's an attacking midfielder, runs with the ball through the center, so probably want to keep him in the center. Gets forward whenever possible. Attacking midfielder, maybe, or even, like, could potentially be... His long shots aren't as good and his finishing is good. I would say, like, an attacking midfielder versus, like, a shadow striker. Will they use him this season? He's wanted. Ooh, cheeky. Cardiff and Leeds want him on loan. He's available for loan. So my guess is they're not going to use him this season. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. All right, next player. My friends, Marcus From has moved to KRC Genk. He's made the move. He escaped Singapore. So last season ended up with 23 starts, almost said an assist. Not an assist. He had 8 assists. He had 15 goals with a substitute appearance on a 7.21. 13 international starts with 8 goals, 2 assists on a 7.23. And then they sold him for 45.5K. He signed a new contract as of July 1st of this year. So just yesterday in the game. So the fact that it says 2021 would lead you to believe it couldn't have been, like, surely that's like a new contract for him? Because he had 2 league substitute appearances. We'll take a look at the form and see what, but he has 4 more internationals with 7 goals, 3 assists, 8.2. I mean, that's looking quite good. I think it gets messed up with the international a little bit because that's the same thing. It's different seasons here, but it's showing the same number. Let's go take a look at the form and see what happened. So this is game. So he moved. Yeah, he's signed a new deal as of July 1st of this year, but he moved apparently sometime before March 14th. Let's go take a look. Okay, it's not going to show us the previous club, but well, that's quite interesting. Again, they're in the pro. So he came in as a halftime sub essentially, but then he goes out on international duty. He's not selected, comes back as a substitute, and then he's not selected again. So that's a bit odd. It's like, hey, you're in. Goes on international duty, and then kind of falls out of favor, potentially. I mean, a 6.3 isn't exactly great on a half of performance, but it's only one half of one game. Let's take a look at Singapore instead. Okay, so he's playing a lot. 12 appearances. And all of them are full 90 except this one where he went off in the 73rd minute. And he is banging them in, my friends. 2 goals, a goal, an assist, a hat trick against UAE, a goal, a hat trick against Kyrgyzstan, and 2 braces against Tajikistan and Chinese Taipei China PR. And then a 6.1 against UAE. Not as good the second go around. The first time with an 8.5. They were probably like, man mark him. Everyone man mark him. But overall, quite good, my friends. I mean, this is going back into, whatever is that, 2019, but 20 out of 20 possible. He started every game, average rating of 7.4 with 16 goals and 2 assists. Now, that's not the last season in and of itself, but looking pretty good. He's on a first team contract too. So that's maybe that was the new deal that he signed in July. It's like maybe he was on a rotation or something like that. Hey, we're going to make you a first teamer and actually play you. Obviously as a striker. Look, 15 dribbling, 12 finishing, 13. He needs work on his finishing, mate, and your long shots. Just saying. But, looks pretty good. I'd sign him. 245 grand is the current value. They paid 45 and a half. I mean, I think they robbed him, to be completely honest with you. Has he had any injury problems? Wrist ligaments, and that's it. And that was not even this past season. Marcus is doing well. Last but not least, it's Danny Dobson, who has moved to Benfica, and he's worth 1.4 million. Shoots with power. They pick him up on a free, and then they sell him for 160 grand, and he gets 3 substitute appearances and 2 cup starts with a substitute appearance with 2 goals. That is 11.2. He's had an international sub with a goal. Super sub, 7.0. Nice. Obviously nothing going thus far this season. And then only... Well, that's just weird. And then only 1 substitute appearance for the Benfica B team. Did he have like some horrific injury? No. Twisted knee, tight calf, nothing egregious. Okay, let's take a look at him. Finishing. Long shots, quite good. Shoots with power. Good passing, or decent enough passing. Good penalty taking. Technique is good. Not as determined as you like, but oh man, this looks very good. Still a hot prospect contract. Lots of talent at Benfica, as you might imagine. But he's up to 5 caps and 2 goals on the international stage. Okay, so for Benfica, here we go. Sorry, that's my kids screaming in the background again. Yay, thanks for doing that while I'm recording, kids. Love you. On at 75 is a sub. Hold on. And then unused substitute for a couple games. Goes the full 90. On at 49. I mean, so kind of like in and out is what it looks like. I'm sorry about the screaming. I'm just going to keep recording. Unused substitute on at 70. And then the international stage, we power through with a screaming child in the background. All that excitement is now gone because he already had 4 international starts. And then this time he had I mean, on at 35, maybe somebody got injured, but he, first choice off the bench against Nambia, comes in and, finishes out the game, gets a goal with a 7.0. I mean, that's okay. What about nothing for the B team? At the, okay, if we're doing July 1st of 2020 until now, he would have picked up. I mean, he picked up some under 23 games. What if is that like the Olympics or something like that? 2020, would that be Olympics? Maybe. I don't know how to find that, to be honest with you. But okay, so it gets some appearances there. Some of it goes not great, but overall does okay. I'm just kind of curious. They spent money on him. He looks quite good, but he's only a hot prospect contract until 2024. Gets a raise if we mix in appearances and all that kind of stuff, but there's no not relegation clause, but like minimum fee for a foreign team coming in and getting him something like that. But will he start getting more appearances for South Africa? That's interesting. 77th, and what was it? What was the game? It was a friendly. So yeah, Lucky Quinana went out with injury, and in comes Danny Dobson, and he doesn't get the winner, but seals the game, but hasn't been able to break in, which is a bit curious. Is he listed here on the senior team? Nope. Is not. Is he listed on the B team? No, that's of course that's not a thing. So we'll have to see. Will he continue to get looks there? I'm sure it's going to depend on, is he going to continue to get looks at Benfica? Are they going to use him, or would they loan him out? He's unavailable for loan. They said no. You get your hands off my player. So does that mean they're going to use him, or are they just going to let him develop? Because I mean, he looks pretty good in my opinion. And that, my friends, is where we'll leave it. That's where we are. We've had some moves. We've had some disappointment staying. We've had that team get relegated, and we've had a player move to Liverpool, but not the real one, and one that could. So let me know what you think about the episode in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? I know I asked you a bunch of questions throughout it. So again, if you want to just leave one big edited comment, that's great. If you want to leave a bunch of comments, that's great. The support on this series has been absolutely mind-blowing. If you've not done this, you might consider sharing it. Get other people to come watch this, and then we continue to grow the community. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.